everyone, this is Ethan from EB Channel. Welcome you to visit our live show today. Now today our live show's theme park is to tell you the high-end loin castings and forgings which our EB Casting and Loin Forging and Company Limited produced. As you know, we are EB Channel, a professional supplier of high-end loin castings and forgings, including the wear, heat, corrosion resistant, and so on. And we also supply the EB machines and the protective items. And we are located in Wuxi, Jiangsu Province, about 150 kilometers far away from Shanghai. So usually we expose our castings and forgings from Shanghai Seaport by sea or Shanghai Pudong International Airport by air. So we always expose our goods to many countries like Japanese, American, Australian, European, South African, and so on. Another capital brand of our regarding the capital of our EB channel is more than 13.14 million Chinese yuan, and we have been the gold supplier of Alibaba International for more than 6 years. And during recent years, we have passed many on-site assessments. So as you see on the screen, there are two ISO certificates. One is 9001, which is the Quality Management System Certificate, and another is 14001, which calls the Environmental Management System Certificate. And we also get the ISO certificate about 45001, which calls the Occupational Health and Safety Management System Certificate. And in recent 2 years, the two Thailand have come to our foundry and company to do the on-site assessment. And there are also many other third parties to come to our foundry and company do the on-site assessment too, like the SGS organization and so on. And during recent years, as you see, both two ISO certificates on the screen, we also have another certificate. And then next, please let me to show you more information about these ISO certificates. The first certificate about ISO I would like to show you, which are my hand, which calls the Quality Management System Certificate, presented to our company with the internal billets and loin casting and forging company limited. This quality management system complies with GBT 19001-2016, that also covers ISO 9001-2015 requirements. And the certificate is valid for the following scope: the supply of alloy castings and forgings. And the certificate number, which is 0531Q 30055R0S. And the date of certificate is on the January 12th, 2021, and is valid during January 12th, 2021 to January 11th, 2024. And the date of entitled certification, which on the January 12th, 2021. And this unified social credit code of qualified organization, which is 913-201-0915-219-27F. And this is also information about our quality management system certificate. And the next is the other ISO certificate, which calls the Environmental Management System Certificate. And this ISO certificate is also presented to our EB channel. And this environmental management system complies with GBT 24001-2016, It also called ISO 14001-2015 requirements, and the certificate is valid for the following scope: supply of alloying castings and forgings. And the certificate number, certificate date, the certificate valid date is as same as the last ISO certificate. This is the main information about our ISO 14001, which called the Environmental Management System certificate. Now here is last ISO certificate I would like to show you is our Occupational Health and Safety Management System certificate. It's also presented to EB China. And this Occupational Health and Safety Management System complies with GPT 45001-2020. It also called the ISO 45001-2018 requirements. And the certificate is valid for the following scope: supply of alloying castings and forgings. Other information is as same as the last two ISO certificates. So if you are interested in our ISO certificate, please send us a request to our Alamo International shop. You are always welcome. And I told you before, we have EB China have been the golden supplier for Alibaba International more than 6 years, so that we have this verified supplier certificate. And this is certificate number, which is 20881155-T. And this on-site assessment was controlled for our company by the 2V Land Organization. And we also have other certificate about the supplier. So as you see on the screen, and the certificate in my hand show you that is our audited supplier presented to EB China, and in cognition of your site status and business operation. This is audited by the SGS-CSTC organization on 2020 June 15th. And this audited report serial number, which is QIP-ASI 204795. And we also win other championship or glories from our local government or other cities' government. And then EB China has also been a member of the Wuxi Chamber of Commerce, which as you see on my hand, Wuxi Chamber of Commerce. And it means that we are a member of this commerce. And we confirmed on the October 2018. And EB China have also won any awards. One which in my hand records Manufacturing Excellence and Innovation Awards 2020. Is presented to our EB China, and it will be confirmed by the Made in China Pro&Com, the SGS organization, the 2V Land organization, and so on. And this is also awards which and credit of good qualities about the glories which we own from our government or other cities' government. And the next is our patents. As you know, EB China is a company which divided ourselves to innovating many new patents, including different industries. Due to we think the new technology will develop very quickly, and it will help many industries to do a change. So, for example, like one of our patents, which calls the Bosler's liners. Like it means that on the surface, it means that if you have a liner which you use for the bone mine machines, you will not need to buy the bolts which should to use to make the liners assemble in the bone mine machines. But with our new patents, we will not use the bolts anymore. Due to the innovations in patents to produce a product, the Bosler's liners, which make for our customer-made bone mine machines, so that you will not need to buy some new bolts to make symbol of the liners which are on the bone mine machines. We just put the liners on the machine, just okay. You will not use any bolt on it. So that it also means that there will no bolt or the hole in it. So after we test, like in one of Chinese industry or Chinese factory, which called the Tianjin Zhenxing Cement Foundries. They have used our bone mine machines with the design about the Bosler's liners more than 3 years. It all worked very well, and it totally helps them reduce about more than $10,000 each year for the cost of the boats. And if you are interested in our patents or the products which designed by these patents, please send us your inquiries to our Alibaba International. And at this moment, please follow our Alibaba shop. You are always welcome. And next, I will like to show you more information. For example, like the company's survive. Internal Billets Alloy Casting&Forgings Company Limited is specialized in supply of heat wear corrosion resistant castings and forgings. And we can also supply EB machine and the protective items for you. Our brand which called is EB with chapter E and B. And the next is the main important is about the 4 different types of the products and services we produce and can support to you. The first one is about the corrosion castings. Due to different material have different chemical compositions and application and descriptions about it. So we totally divided into 5 different parts due to different materials, like the cobalt alloying, nickel alloying, the aluminum alloying, the copper alloying, and the titanium alloying. Both all these 5 different materials are used very widely in our daily life. You can see some materials used in your phone, your car, your bike, and so on. And the next is one of our main important products, which calls the heat castings, including the heat fixtures, the radiators, the melting kitties, selectors, the heat treatment trays or buckets, or other things like heat treatment bars. Both these products used widely in some heat treatment industries. Due to this material needs to face the high temperature degrees, about more than 1000 and 2000 centigrade degrees. So it will to take high temperature and will be stable enough when to do some heat treatment when some metal casting or metal present put on the tires. And after that is the other, which called the wire castings. It also divided to 5 different materials. Different materials also have different chemical composition, description, and application. Due to different applications, so that we divided into 5 different parts, like the high chromium one iron castings, the nickel hard one iron castings, the chromium nine alloy steel castings, the high magnesium steel castings, or wear parts for crushers, like the jaw crushers, cone crushers, roller crushers, hammer crushers, and so on. And the last part is for the EB machines. We supply custom-made routine service on survive life and material selection for grading equipment and the melting below fabric machines. And during recent 2 years, COVID-19 is very serious to us. It's not good for our hearers, so that EB channel can also support the mask machines for you, like the Can95 and the 3D and so on. And then last year's 2 common machines, like the drying rig machines and the industry robots. So if you are interested in the products which I show you on these screens, please send us your inquiries to our Untitled International shop. You are always welcome. And that's all the introduction about our EB channel. Next, welcome my colleague Binner to do his wonderful live show. Let's welcome. Okay, let's welcome my colleague Binner.
Hello everyone, this is Binner from EB China. In this part, I will introduce our products, EB metal powders. So you can see this part will be divided into 4 different parts. The first one is nickel powder, the second one is aluminum powder, the third one is copper powder, and the last one is Encoder powder. You know, EB China specializes in supplying and producing all kinds of metal powders. So if you are interested in buying metal powders from us, you can follow our live show or email us. We are willing to answer your question. Okay, let's begin. The first one is nickel powder. In this page, you can see there is photos show us the color of nickel powder. You can see the color of nickel powder is green, and in the left side is the basic information of nickel powder. Metal pigments is metallic nickel and the main component, including nickel powder and flat nickel powder. Nickel powder is distilled and purified. The flat nickel powder is made of high nickel powder. In the presence of a suitable lubricant and a liquid medium, it's grounded with a steel ball or ball mills to form a plaque of steel thin piece. Okay, in this page, I want to talk about the uses of nickel powder and the package of EB nickel powder. Nickel powder can be used to prepare non-ferrous alloys, high-temperature resistant, anti-oxidation materials, magnetic materials, and nickel powder can also be used as a hydrogenation catalyst for chemical reactions. And the package of nickel metal powder, the EB nickel powder will be packed with protective gums, lined plastic bags, cloth bags, and iron drops. You can see there are some photos of nickel powder. The upper picture shows us the color of nickel powder, which is green, and the lower powder shows us the package. The lower picture shows us the package of nickel powder. The first one you can see the plastic bags will be packed with carton, and the second one is plastic bags, and the third one is iron drums. So you don't have to worry about whether the package will be broken during the shipment. There is a test report of nickel powder. So if you place an order with us, we will show your test report before the shipment. So we don't have to worry about the quality. You can see the actual standard value of EB nickel powder. The nickel is more than 99.77%. The carbon is less than 0.09%. So oxygen is less than 0.13%. The sulfur is less than 0.001%. The cobalt is less than 0.01%. The fuel is less than 0.001%. Okay, the next part is aluminum powder. There are the picture and the basic information of aluminum powder. You can see the color of aluminum powder is silver white. And in the left side, there is the basic information of aluminum powder. Aluminum powder commonly known as silver powder, that is silver metallic pigment. A small amount of lubricant is added to pure aluminum foil, crushed into scaly powder, and then polished. We just talk about the color of aluminum powder, which is silver white. And let's talk about the uses of aluminum powder. Aluminum powder can be used in paints, inks, and fireworks. The last part, I want to talk about the package of EB aluminum powder. EB aluminum powder will be packed with protective glass, lined plastic bags, cloth bags, and iron drums. The upper picture shows us the colors, which is silver white, and the lower picture shows us the package of EB aluminum powder. The first one is plastic bags, and the second one is iron drums. And there is a test report of aluminum powder. You can see the aluminum is more than 99.9%. Okay, the third one is copper powder. According to this page, you can see the copper powder is divided into two different parts, pure copper powder and the copper alloy powder. The difference is that the copper alloy powder contains 40% zinc. In this page, you can see the color of copper powder and the pure copper powder are different. You can see the color of copper alloy powder is yellow. The color of pure copper powder is red. Next, I want to talk about the production process of copper powder. The production process of copper powder is divided into electrolytic method, atomization method, and reduction method. Now, the most used method is atomization. In this page, I want to talk about the uses of copper powder and the package of EB metal powder. Copper powder is widely used in powder metallurgy, diamond tools, sealing materials, electrical copper powder, heating conducting materials, conductive materials, welding materials, super hard materials, friction materials, pharmaceutical and chemical industries. The EB copper powder will be packed with protective glass, lined plastic bags, cloth bags, and iron drums. And these pictures show us a different color of pure copper powder and copper alloy powder. The pure copper powder is red, the copper alloy powder is yellow. There are two charts show us the analyzed result of pure copper powder and copper alloy powder. The first one is pure copper powder. You can see the copper is more than 99.9%. The furan is less than 0.018%. The cobalt is less than 0.04%. Nickel is less than 0.005%. The tin is less than 0.001%. The manganese is less than 0.003%. The cobalt is less than 0.002%. The zinc is less than 0.001%. The aluminum is less than 0.04%. Next one is the analyzed result of copper alloy powder. You can see the copper is about 60.2%. The zinc is less than 39.83%. The furan is less than 0.04%. The nickel is less than 0.005%. The tin is less than 0.001%. The aluminum is less than 0.03%. Okay, if you are interested in these metal powders, you can follow our live show or email us. We are willing to answer your question. The last part is about cobalt powder. The raw material for the production of copper powder is cobalt oxalate. We just saw a picture of cobalt powder on the right side in the last page, which is green. And in this page, I want to talk about the uses of cobalt powder. Cobalt powder. Cobalt powder will be used as metallurgical products such as cemented carbide, diamond tools, high temperature alloys, magnetic materials, and chemical products such as rechargeable batteries, industrial plastic agents, rocket fuel, and medicine. The package of cobalt powder is iron drums and or plastic box. This picture shows us the color and the package of cobalt powder. You can see the color of cobalt powder is green, and the package of cobalt powder is iron drums or plastic bags. Here is a size comparison table of powder. You can see that each China specializes in producing and supplying the metal powders in different specifications. And your various demands will be satisfied in each China. So if you want to buy all kinds of metal powders, you can email us or follow our live show. We are willing to answer your question. Okay, here are some pictures of other powders. The first one is manganese powder. The second one is titanium powder. The third one is iron powder. The next one is germanium powder. The low picture is the first one is magnesium powder. The second one is chrome powder. The third one is zinc powder. So if you are interested in this powder, you can follow our live show or email us. We can talk about it and offer you more information. Okay, thank you for your watching. Next, welcome my colleague to bring you a fantastic live show.
from maybe China.
Let us introduce the new concept of fine crafting and grading technology in cement and mining industries.
Based on the series of volume system engineering, this paper exposed the comprehensive application for science and technology in the fine crushing and the grinding process, and puts forward a new concept of cement and mine crushing and the grinding technology through the analysis of the working conditions and the operation of each working parts of the formula.
Cement and mining industries are the basic industries in the national economy. They have the characteristics of sustainability, large volume, and high energy consumption. Therefore, high efficiency and low consumption are prominent topics in the cement and mining industries. Throughout the domestic and foreign markets, there are large ups and downs and fierce competition. And ultimate goal of enterprise competition is quality and cost. Therefore, technological upgrading and equipment optimization should be the top priority of current enterprise development.
Project Background 1. Crushing and grinding production lines are widely used in the production of mining, cement, electric power, chemical industry, building materials, and other industries. It plays a pivotal and fundamental role in the traditional manufacturing industry. And it's also the main link for mining, cement, and other enterprises to improve efficiency and reduce consumption. After all, oils such as gold, silver, copper, iron, and tin are mighty. They need to go through from primary crushing, medium crushing, fine crushing, and then through grinding process to slick fine oil power. Every year, nearly 2.4 million tons of cement, raw materials, and clinker are crushed and ground, and the processing capacity of crushing and grinding process exceeds 6 billion tons. About 1.7 billion tons of coal used in coal-fired power plants must be crushed before it is injected into the boilers for consumption and power generation.
In 2019, China produced 9.96 million tons of steel, based on the average iron content of 30%. 3.3 billion tons of iron alone need to be crushed and ground every year. Copper, gold, uranium, and other metal mines have similar production processes. The gravel and sand used in concrete should be broken and finally broken before it can be applied to all kinds of construction projects. Crushing and grading processes consume about 4 million tons of resistant materials every year. The power consumption of crushing and grading makes up nearly 17% of the full production process. Therefore, the improvement of crushing and grading production technology is the main direction for enterprises to achieve energy saving, consumption reduction, and benefit improvement.
Project Critical Background 2. Details of the current crushing and grinding process. Number 1. Ball mill is called low efficiency machine. In fact, it is misunderstanding. People do not really understand the ball mill. It is a receiver machine in the grinding process. Number 2. The ball mill has been around for more than 100 years. Over the past 100 years, great changes has taken place in the grinding process. The filling particle size of the ball mill has changed from about 200 millimeters in sample production to about 1 millimeters in modern mass production.
About the nuisance of the crushing process, crushing and grading production is the mainly pilot production and mine identification, and its power consumption accounts for nearly 70% of the entire production process. Therefore, the improvement of the crushing and grading production process is the main goal of the enterprise to achieve energy saving, consumption reduction, and efficiency improvement.
The significance of the new concept process established the working state of the ball mill under the new materials condition and efficiently combined with the roller press, vertical mill, and other medium and fine crushing methods. Improve the output, reduce energy consumption, improve the particle form, optimize the particle structure, and enhance the performance of cement or significantly improve the beneficiation yield.
We put forward the ball mill system energy theory, and according to the system energy theory, in the ball mill grading process, to make making changes, design and launch the ceramic lining plate and metal ball combination. To increase output and reduce consumption, the proportion of ceramic is only about 47% of steel, which can reduce the weight of lining plate by more than 15%, improve the efficiency of ball mill, and reduce the energy consumption of ball mill. Ceramics have extremely high wear resistance, greatly reducing the running cost and the maintenance rate of the ball mill.
This is a focus ceramic line lens.
Significance of the new construction process. Number 1, establishing the working state of the ball mills under the new material condition. Number 2, effectively combining it with the roller price. Number 3, increasing the output. Number 4, reducing energy consumption. Number 5, improving particle shape. Number 6, optimizing particle structure. Number 7, striving for the highest strength of cement.
The ball mill modified according to the new concept process. Reduce 19% of the power of the mill bearing, which not only reduced the manufacturing cost of the ball mill, increasing the strength of the bearing body, but also established its limits. The formula of the linkage of the powder and the material, medical, and greatly improves the working environment of the workers.
The preliminary experiment of this project. Number 1, our new conceptual grading process has been used commercially on cement mills with diameters of 3.8 meters and 4.2 meters. Number 2, ceramic lining plate is used in industrial application with metal grading board on cement mill with diameter of 3.8 meters.
Number 3, in the cement mill with a diameter of 4.2 multiplied 13.5 meters, the output of 42.5 5 gram cement stand is as high as now 12